Not a whale? Not a problem. This is going to be my guide to getting started with just about $10 in Illuvium. And if done right, I believe that this $10 could start you in a loop of building up a team, building up a deck, whether you want to use that to continue more runs in the overworld or use that for PvP. None of this is financial advice. Could all go to zero, but if you just have $10 and you want to put it in here and see where it'll take you, this is going to be my guide to giving you that best chance. Again, what I just said. Before we get started, I would really appreciate it if you subscribe if you're not already. If you like this Illuvium content, if you appreciate the content that I'm putting out, please plug in my creator code, Nijafe, Nijafe, in your settings for the Illuvium account. Not financial advice, and let's continue. So, preparation. The first thing is you really want to get your Supreme jetpack, boots, and visor. Now, if you're a free-to-play player and you really just want to, start grinding and maximize maybe that $10 you want to spend, then you could go out in a tier 0 region and just grind for this. But if you look at these three, if you're on the Illuvidex, go over here to equipment, go to stage 3. For under 40 cents right now for each of these. Let's see the jetpack, and the other ones are, down here a little bit more. But you can see under 40 cents each you can get these, and that could save you hours of time. So I would recommend taking about $1.20, or maybe you can even do it closer to $1. Get those three right there. Supreme jetpack, visor, and boots. And then I do want you to go and grind a little bit in the tier 0 region, so the free regions. And the goal is to pick one affinity and one class that you like and try to get, at least 3 affinity synergies and 3 class synergies. So for an example on that one, you go to Alluvials, tier 0. Let's say you liked Earth and you liked Rogue. So this is going to be the first one you want to get. You want to get a Volante. You can get this for free in the tier 0 region. Then, now that you want the Rogues, then you're going to pick a couple from a different affinity. So now let's get a Volante in, maybe water, maybe air. Then you're going to click out of Rogues, go back to Earth. So now you're going to get 3 of these. So you already have a Volante. Maybe you get a Fighter, Earth, Doka. Maybe you get a Bulwark. Bulwark's probably going to be nice in there. But like I said, you want to end up with at least 5 of these tier 0s where you can get the synergy stacks of 3 for an affinity type and a class type. All right, so let's move on. So you can go back into the Illuvidex. This is going to save you time because you're using some of this money to actually save you time. And the prices on the Illuvidex right now, you can find some good Illuvials pretty cheap, especially those tier 1s. So for about $2, a little over $2, you're going to get at least 3 Illuvials, and honestly, you could get more than that. But you want to get these 3 Illuvials to, again, match that same affinity in class. So ideally, you can get 2 more of the same affinity, 2 more of the same class. So now your team is going to have 5 stacks of an affinity synergy and 5 stacks of a class synergy. So let's look for example. We liked Earth. Let's go to a tier 1 Earth. Now these are already pretty cheap. You can see 25 cents. You might even want to go stage 2. Maybe you pick up this greater monkeyer. There's an Earth synergy. Now we were talking about Earth and Rogue. So if you look up Earth and Rogue, then you can go for a lesser Gorilla. Earth and Rogue. Get more of those same stacks. Then you can get rid of the Rogue. Just look for some Earth. So maybe you want to complete the Warwick set of apes and, go for an Apom or a Tatapi. Either way, these are fairly cheap. That $2.30 could definitely get you some stage 2s, maybe even some stage 3s to really round out your team. Next, you're going to go in and purchase some shards. Now, again, you could just go travel into the region and start mining yourself and finding these shards yourself. But then you need to buy some Hyperion to cure them. Again, to save you time, I would just pick these up from the Illuvidex. So to be pretty well-rounded, 5 common shards, 5 uncommon shards, 2 rare and 1 epic. Those rare and epic are going to be like if you're in that stage 1 region and you find something, rare and you want to give yourself a better chance of capturing it. But again, these are fairly cheap on the market. You can go over to resources, shards. If you're picking these up, make sure you filter condition and you go to cured shards. So these are already ready for you to use. This is a tier 0, so you want to start with at least tier 1. So you can see 10 cents, you can already get a tier 1 shard. Around 20 cents to get a tier 2 shards. So you can spend about $4 getting these shards. The next thing you're going to do is you'll have about $2.50 left over. Maybe even more if you can find some good deals on the market. You're going to use that to purchase Krypton, and your goal is to get 300 Krypton, which will allow you 2 travels to a stage 1 region. Now again, if you did this efficiently enough, maybe you can get 450 Krypton to allow you 3 travels. And then this is your game plan. So the game plan would be, this is going to allow you to travel to a stage 1. I don't know why I have 0 here. It's going to allow you to travel to a stage 1 region 2 times. The goal in each region would be to go into about 4 or 5 encounters for each of those runs. At this point, point, you're going to catch the best available, which means if you can come across something hollow, I would catch hollow. You come across something that's, a tier 3 or higher, aim to catch that. Or if you're coming across a tier 1, look for the stage 2 or even the stage 3s. Those are going to be the ones that could possibly make that run profitable for you. Again, not financial advice. After you go into about 4 or 5 encounters, then I would use whatever you have left for that energy to mine some rocks. You're going to want to look for the green rocks. Those are going to be the ones that give you the best chance of getting uncured shards, which you could cure with Hyperion for future runs. Maximize the Ergon rifts. If you're going around, you see these little like glowing rifts. Once you go under 150 energy in the overworld, those open up, and then as you jump through them, you get extra energy. The first one I think gives you an extra 250 energy, and then it goes down from there, maybe 200, 150. But as you're going around the map and you see those, put down a beacon right in front of them. You have 3 beacons that you can put down that you can just jump to at any point. So by the time you get under that 150 energy, you should have 3 beacons already placed next to these Ergon rifts that you can leap right to and get another, 400 to 500 energy right there. And you'll probably see some others as you're roaming around. But keep in mind, once you hit that point, you're on a 5-minute clock. So you need to get that energy and then just mine as many resources as you possibly can. And then after this, you're going to list everything on the market that you don't need. So list the alluvials that you want that you're not putting onto your team. Say you catch 7 or 8 of these alluvials, one you think will fit very good in your team. Keep that for your team. List all the other ones on the market. You can go and list your uncured shards on the market. You can list your ingots on the market. I would list them for right about the floor price. Some people hopefully will buy them up. And then you're going to take that ETH and just rinse and repeat. Again, not financial advice. We are at a point where the prices on the Illuvidex seem to be, dropping slowly. But if you're bullish on Illuvium, you'd think that floor is going to hit at some point because there is a bonding curve to these alluvials. Over time, they'll become harder to catch. When marketing kicks into gear and we get new players coming into the ecosystem, some of them might just be focused on PvP, and maybe they'll want to buy these alluvials off the Illuvidex, which, could put some buy pressure up there. But really the goal of what I just presented to you, again, this little rinse and repeat model, is to keep doing this until you find that one lucky alluvial. Like you come across that dark hollow alluvial or a really rare hollow alluvial, because that's going to be the one spark that can really kickstart it for you. So maybe you do this 10 times where you're just kind of like a break even, maybe hopefully you're having fun playing this game, and then you come across, maybe a tier 3 dark hollow. Well, a tier 3 dark hollow, if we look right now on the market, tier 3 dark hollow, like right there, we have one listed for just about $20, then it jumps up to closer to $30. So yes, these are rare. It's kind of like opening Pokemon card pack as a kid. Most that you open up are not really profitable. If you're lucky, it could be a break even. But if you get lucky and get that Charizard, it was worth it. And what's so much better about this than Pokemon cards is that it's so much harder to sell your Pokemon cards back. If you had a break even pack, you're pretty much just stuck with those anyways. Here, you have a break even pack. You should be able to sell those off for Ethereum and just keep rinsing and repeating until you find that good rare alluvial, and then maybe you're able to sell that for $20, $30, and then you can keep repeating this process at higher stages with better alluvials until you're just building your way up and up and up. But again, can't stress this enough, not financial advice. If you thought this video was helpful, use my creator code NIJAFE, so that's just Nijafe, in your account. And you know what? If you stuck around till this point in the video and you're one of those people that are only going to use maybe about $10, or you're going to stick as a free-to-play player, let me know in the comments. And I obviously can't do this for everybody if this video catches on, but I could send you some of these common shards, some of these common alluvials to get you started, and then maybe that $10 you want to put in, you could just start traveling right away with what I'm able to send you. But thanks for watching. I got a lot more content for Illuvium coming, so stick around, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.